Hey traders, so welcome back to the channel. And a lot has been happening in the recent few days. We had DeepSeek AI, we have Trump, we have Powell, and we have upcoming FOMC meeting tomorrow. So there's a lot to talk about, and we will try to cover everything one by one in this video and their potential impacts on the markets in the near future. So without any further ado, let's start the video. First of all, talking about the statement of the Trump, which came out a few days ago, it was about the interest rate, and he said that he will demand some lower interest rates from the Fed. And he also claimed that he understands the monetary policy better than the Fed. This can get markets a little bit excited, but before that, we have to see that what the Powell has to say about it. So, in the recent FOMC meeting, Powell said that there's no need to cut the interest rates as the economy still stands very much strong. So this leaves us in a quite uncertain monetary policy environment. You have the president of the America who is saying that we will demand some lower interest rates, and at the same time you have the chairman of the Fed who said that there's no need to cut interest rates. So there's quite an uncertainty which can make markets give a mixed reaction, but all this uncertainty will get cleared by tomorrow, as tomorrow we have the FOMC meeting, and in the press conference we will get to know everything. There was some big news out of the China too, which was the DeepSeek AI, and apparently it had some big impacts on the tech stocks specifically. So yesterday, the DeepSeek AI caught some hype around the weekend, and it caused the Nasdaq to drop as low as 5%, and about when the day was about to close. So it was down around 3% apparently, and the Nvidia was down a whooping 17%. So big things happening in the markets, and with the upcoming FOMC tomorrow, a lot of new things can happen. The main question right now stands: is this the time to buy the dip on the stocks, on the NAS 100, on the S&P 500, on the Bitcoin, or we should wait more? Generally speaking, I am bullish in the longer run on the NAS 100. I am bullish on the S&P 500. I am bullish on the Dow Jones. I am bullish on the Russell, and I am bullish on the dollar and Bitcoin too. So, like generally speaking, I am bullish on whole of the America. I am bullish on every stuff like this, and let's just understand why. Then we will move on to when is the right time to buy the dip and stuff like this. So generally speaking, why I'm bullish is that you have a strong US economy, you have a pro crypto president, specifically speaking for the Bitcoin. You have a strong you have a pro America president, specifically speaking for the stocks, obviously. And then you have a Fed which is going to take a slow approach to cut rates. Now I will make this point clear too about the Fed, but right now I am talking this for the dollar. So this is a good thing for the dollar, and all the other things are also good for the dollar as a whole. So talking about the dollar, let's just start with the dollar, and then we will move to the other things. Talking about the dollar, the DXY is currently in a very strong uptrend, and recently it came back to the support area, and now it's looking like it is taking support from this area. And I think that there's a lot of more room for the DXY to go on the upside, and that's why I'm currently in a short trade on the pound USD. With the recent bounce off from the support area, we retested this resistance area, and then I took a short position on the pound USD yesterday. I also shared its analysis ahead of time in my free Telegram channel. If you are someone who is interested in free technical and fundamental analysis of different assets there, then I will drop the link of my Telegram channel there. I drop different analysis of different assets there regularly, so make sure you do check out. I will drop the link in the description. So I'm in some short position on the pound USD, and with the dollar strength, I think that there's a lot of more room for the pound USD to continue going down. Same thing for the Euro USD too. I'm interested in some shorts, and I had a pending order on Euro USD, but it didn't trigger. But I still like this 105,500 level for the Euro USD, and I still think that there's room for the Euro USD to continue going down. I'm still monitoring this 105,500 level, and if this retests this area, then obviously I will be looking to enter into some longer term shorts on the Euro USD. Now, specifically, let's just understand the reasons behind the dollar strength. So, you have a pro-America president, and with this, you can say with this tariff fears, there are fears that Trump will implement a lot of tariffs on different nations or different businesses and stuff like this. If this happens, then this can be inflationary, and if the inflation rises, then this means that the interest rates will remain elevated for longer time, which is a bullish thing for the dollar. The second thing is that you have a Fed which is taking a slow approach to cut interest rates than the other central banks. So this again is a good thing for the dollar, and if we compare it to some other currencies. And another thing which is bullish for the dollar is you have a strong US economy and you have a strong labor market. So all these things combined are keeping dollar stronger against the other currencies. Talking about the Bitcoin, quite the same thing for the Bitcoin too. You have a strong economy and you have a strong labor market, and at the same time you have a pro-America president. So his the policies of the Trump are expected to favor the Bitcoin. That's why in the longer run I'm bullish on the Bitcoin, but right now I'm waiting for some more dips. I initially went long on Bitcoin around the 92K level. I took my profits around the 102 level with this recent sell off in the Bitcoin, but I'm still very much bullish on the Bitcoin. And I'm with the upcoming FOMC meeting, I'm waiting for a dip on the Bitcoin around this 92K level. This zone looks quite interesting to me, and this 88K zone also looks interesting to me. So these are my potential zones to go again long on the Bitcoin, and if I miss that, I just miss that. I will not run behind this. I will let the opportunity present itself to me. Same thing for the Nasdaq too. For the Nasdaq again, the US economy stands very much strong. Yes, a hawkish Fed is a bad thing for the Nasdaq. It is a bad thing for the Bitcoin too. And this is what I'm waiting for. If you get a hawkish Fed, then the Nasdaq is expected to go even more lower. And same thing for the Bitcoin too. A hawkish Fed, a hawkish Powell is very much expected. And tomorrow, if that happens, then Bitcoin can go more lower. And this is what I'm waiting for. And this is when I think will be the right time to buy the dip. So that's what I'm waiting for. And if a hawkish Fed comes, then in the short term, this can have a bad impact on the Bitcoin, on the NAS 100, and on the S&P 500. And that bad time can create some fresh and good buying opportunities on all these assets. Talking about the Nasdaq, I was long on the Nasdaq too, but I got trailed out in profits around this level with the recent sell-off. I went in some longs around this area and I got some nice profits, and now I'm looking to enter in Nasdaq longs again. But I'm just waiting for the FOMC. As I think with the FOMC we can see some more lower prices. So for the Nasdaq, I'm interested in this demand area and then at this demand area. I'm eyeing both of these levels, and if I get any technical setup at these levels combined with the fundamentals, then obviously I will look for some possible loans on the Nasdaq. For the S&P 500, S&P 500 also saw some sell-off along with the tech stocks, tech indexes like the Nasdaq, and right now it's just slightly lower on the day. But for the S&P 500, the story remains quite the same. I'm interested in S&P 500 longs, and with the upcoming FOMC meeting, I think that if a hawkish Fed comes out, then we can see S&P 500 getting a little more lower. Going into the February, going into the new month, I am interested in Nasdaq, in S&P 500, and in Bitcoin longs. I am eyeing at this demand zone and at this demand zone for the S&P 500, and if I get them retested, then obviously I will be looking to enter into some long positions. Like the general thing behind all of this is that I am bullish on all of the US indexes. I am bullish on the dollar and I am bullish on the Bitcoin. I am just looking for some technical setups to form. For the Russell, I'm also interested in Russell too. But I think if a hawkish Fed comes out tomorrow, then we can see a bigger correction in Russell, because Russell includes some small companies which are very much sensitive to the interest rates. And if the interest rates are going to remain elevated for a longer period of time, then Russell can get hurt a little more as compared to some other indexes, big indexes. So for the Russell, I am noting this 2000 by 2050 zone to enter in some possible longer term long positions. Interest rates, like elevated interest rates, are a bad thing for the Russell, but with the pro-America president who is expected to cut some tax rates for the companies, and whose policies are expected to favor the America-based companies, I think that the longer term picture for the Russell is also very much open to the upside. But with the upcoming FOMC meeting, we can see a small correction into the Russell, and that's what I'm exactly waiting for. Talking about the gold, gold is surprisingly heading to the upside, and it is continuously rising its uptrend. Despite a rising 10-year treasury yields, despite a rising dollar, we are still seeing gold continue to rise and continue to dominate. If the Fed comes out hawkish tomorrow, then we can see some little correction onto the gold. Technically and fundamentally, I still remain on the sidelines for the gold. I have told multiple reasons that why the gold is continue to rise, and there's something more to add on it. Is that we are living in an uncertain environment. We are living in an uncertain monetary policy environment. There are trade war fears. There are tariff fears. There is some type of, you can say, uncertainty about the inflation. There are there can be more inflationary pressures, and with this evolving market, the investors are investing in gold, or like are hedging for their positions by keeping gold. As gold is a safe haven asset, then in bad times gold can perform very well, and like they are preparing their portfolio for those assets. That why we are seeing some big demand in gold. But with the upcoming FOMC meeting, I think that we can see some type of correction in gold, and again the uptrend will continue to dominate. Technically and fundamentally, I'm still on the sidelines for gold, as my criteria is not meeting, and I'm not interested to trade it. But I hope that going into the new month, I get some setups based on technicals and fundamentals. So this was pretty much it for the video. And if you like the video, make sure you hit the bell icon and hit the subscribe button too. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section, or you can reach me in my personal Telegram too. And I will try to sort out your problem, questions, whatever it is, as soon or as early as possible, whatever it is, and I will try my best to help you. So yeah, pretty much this was pretty much it for the video, and we will meet in the next video. Best of luck, and best of luck for your trading. We will meet in the next video.